Hello and welcome back to a new video today. Here, as you can see, we are looking once more at Hcmc. Now today for Hcmc, we are seeing some really bad things as far as share price is concerned. We are seeing the price dip to below the 0.007 range. Some points today we have even touched the 0.006 range, and you can see so far today we've been barcoding between that 6 range and that 7 range. Now this is something which we did anticipate in our last video. You guys will remember in the last video where I spoke about the potential of this stock hitting between 0.007 actually 0.0007 rather, and 0005, and that actually has been the truth for today. You can see we have pretty much stayed in between that estimate between the 7 and the 5, sitting basically at 6 for the majority of the day. And I think this was not something that we did not expect. We did anticipate this happening, like I said in our last video, so it hasn't really come as too much of a surprise to me. But regardless, we are going over the technicals in this video. Yes, we have something else to look at in a different video, but as you guys will know by now, I like to keep it short and sweet for you, so make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this video and this channel, of course. You can join us on Twitter at N2SFinance. You can join us on our website called Markets-Daily. You can find the link to that in the description as well. But now that I've mentioned that, do remember I am not a financial advisor and this is only my personal opinion and should be taken as nothing more than that. But we are now going to jump into the video and have a look at Hcmc. So to make things more clear with Hcmc specifically, because it is a stock that likes a barcode, we're going to move out down to here where we can see a pretty simple movement pattern of the stock throughout the past day. So we started off today on a price of 0.0009. This is where we got left off from Friday, and ever since we dipped down to the 7s, and then we basically dipped down even lower to the 6s. So this is something that we have seen throughout the day. It makes sense, especially after that news that we had last week. And as I said in our last video, I don't think that news is neither good or bad. They still have time to amend their claim regarding the lawsuit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, either watch that video or watch our one that's coming out later today. But yeah, this is something which people obviously interpreted as a bad thing, regardless of the actual meaning of it. So subsequently, we have seen a dip in the price of Hcmc stock. And again, this is something which we did expect, unfortunately, into this week. Now, yes, there are some people that are definitely going to buy this dip, and I do understand why, but it also makes sense that some people who might have been paper hands or just may not have been fully educated as to what is going on, it makes sense that they may have sold for multiple reasons, especially if they do not have the staying power to wait in this case and how long it could take. Because as I have mentioned, I think Hcmc is a pretty decent company. I think it has that potential in the long term, but in the short term, it probably could be quite a tedious ride. You guys will know in the past month we have seen nothing but red, and even in the past 6 months we have seen a pretty flat stock price since these highs up here and arguably these highs here. So yeah, the price has been going down for some time, and that makes sense. Not much news has come out, and I think a lot of people are also realizing that this is more of a long-term wait, and some people are not comfortable with that. So yes, the share price is dipping. Now, as I said in my Friday's video, I am staying true to my belief that the bottom that I would like to see, and this is an absolute bottom, again, I definitely think that we could stay higher than that, but I think the minimum price that I would anticipate us hitting is the 0.0005 range. I think that would be a fair bottom. I think that would be a reasonable bottom for the stock's price, and obviously that is in a worst case scenario. Ideally, I would like to see it stay in the 0.006 to the 0.007 range, as we have seen today, but obviously it depends on what happens going forwards. If people see this and then panic sell because of a big red day, or if people actually utilize this as an opportunity to buy more. And again, I'm not here to tell you what is the right thing to do. That is completely up to you to decide, but obviously I think, what we are seeing with the share price, it is hard to say whether we are going to see a bit more of a downtrend or a bit of a positive coming from now, because you can see from the lows of the day, which were apparently down here at 940. Yes, we have made back a lot of strength, and like I said, we have climbed from 0.006 to the 0007. So we've seen a bit of growth today already, and I think that is something that we should remember. But ultimately, another big red day for Hcmc, as people interpreted Friday's news in a very negative light. But let's have a look now on the technicals, or what we can read from here. So, as I always say with technicals for HCMC, on certain scales they do not really make sense and they do not really matter. On the one day we can see a barcoding pattern, so the technicals are pretty flat and don't really read anything. We've seen an RSI figure of 44, which is only 6 points off neutral. As we barcoded up just then, we have hit 53, so you can see we've been pretty flat on the RSI throughout the day. We can see that MACD trend down there, we'll read that in just a moment, and we can see the moving average is sat at 0.0007, as you would expect. On the 5-day, we can see a moving average pretty true to where we are. We can see the RSI remaining at 47 because we haven't had much movement. We can see the MACD trend now a bit more clearly. Big dip as the share price fell down today, but obviously ever since we have been pretty flat on that MACD, which is okay. Now, the past month will obviously show us a bit more of a clear picture, and it certainly does. We're seeing a moving average, and this is now the 50-day moving average figure, which is 0.0012. So yeah, the share price has been falling for some time, so it makes sense that this is going to be lagging behind, as you would anticipate. So it is slightly higher than where we are right now. We're seeing a volume figure today of 1.9 billion, so that is a pretty high number for multiple reasons. And yeah, we can see down here the RSI is hitting between 30 something and 27 down here on the low side, between the dip on 0.0007 and the 6 range. So obviously when it goes up ever so slightly, we hit those higher levels in the 30s, and when it comes down due to that barcoding, we hit those lower levels in the high 20s. I don't think it matters either way. We're definitely coming very close to being oversold on HCMC stock, in my opinion. Bear in mind, on the RSI, if this was to hit 20 exactly, that would be considered oversold. So right now, are we oversold? Absolutely not. We are nowhere near oversold yet, but we do have about between 10 and 7 points to go, depending on how this barcoding does play out at the moment. As you would anticipate, MACD trend is pretty flat on the 1 month, but we are seeing a bit of a negative tone, and it's been pretty flat ever since we are below the line, and ever since, it hasn't really moved, as we haven't really had too much fluctuation in the share price. Today we can see a bit of a red candle down here on the MACD, and we can see that trend line dipping ever so slightly lower, and that is just what you would anticipate after a red day, but clearly it has not influenced it too much. So there you go, guys. That is the technicals of what we are seeing today on HCMC. It's fallen down. People have not taken that news which we discussed on, was it Saturday, perhaps in the right way. People have interpreted it as bad, and again, I'm not here to say whether that is right or wrong. That's just how people have seen it, and that's just what has happened. So the share price has fallen now by a decent amount. We're down by about 30%, up now to 17% down, depending on how these dips do play out. But it's been a day where we are down over 10% for sure, maybe closing over 20 or 30% down, depending on how that fluctuation does move and what number we close on. So again, I'm not trying to hate on HCMC in this video. This was not really even opinionated at all. What I said is that it was going to fall down to the 0.0006, if not the 5 range. I said that not out of hate, because you guys will know that I love HCMC stock, but I said it because it is what I truly thought, because I knew that people would interpret this in the wrong way. And I definitely lost a few subscribers for that. That's completely fine. If you don't like what you hear, that's okay, but you guys will know now. I've spoken to you about the HCMC short squeeze. I said that I don't think that could happen, and again, whether that happens or not is a different topic. Maybe I will change my mind on that, but I spoke about that. People unsubscribed and did not like that. I spoke about this dip. We lost about 10-15 subscribers because of me talking about this, and unfortunately it has happened. By no means am I trying to say that I am right, because I am not taking any credit for it, and I hate to see HCMC dip. But you know what, guys, I'm just trying to say that I'm trying to stay impartial, but I'm also looking at the facts and how people are interpreting those facts. So I hope you took it in the right way, guys. If you did, make sure to keep leaving a like, and obviously remain subscribed if you are, and if you aren't, do press that subscribe button if you want to see more truthful speak about HCMC. I will see you all soon, guys. Goodbye. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further, we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks, including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes, and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.